It's nauseating to think that he ever wore a police uniform, because while he was sworn to protect and serve, he was praying and hurting.
Another person has come forward claiming they are also a victim of a now former Flint police officer. We first told you 1 week ago, Justin McLeod is behind bars charged with sexually assaulting a young girl. Today, the Genesee County Sheriff's Office announcing 9 more felony charges against him.
Our Ann Perrette has been following this case. She joins us now live from the jail. And Ann, the sheriff says this was also a person McLeod knew for some time.
Yes, and the Genesee County Sheriff says she is now an adult, but while underage, she endured 2.5 years of sexual abuse at the hands of Justin McLeod until her family moved out of town. And I'm told none of them had any idea until she saw his mugshot in our story last week.
The photo that is shown using the leverage of media is there to give a green light to other victims to say the monster, the predator is in custody. It's safe to come out.
Sheriff Chris Swanson says this second female victim was a close friend of Justin McLeod's family. She stayed silent, thinking she was the only person he was sexually abusing.
And they didn't want to destroy a family, so they kept it inside. But when they saw the courage of, number one, they knew they had to come forward and tell their story, and they did.
It led the Genesee County Prosecutor's Office to file 9 more felony charges against the 36-year-old, including criminal sexual conduct, distributing sexually explicit materials, and misconduct in office.
Absolutely, he used his position as not only a police officer, but a canine officer to use as a leverage, as an authority over this individual.
Sheriff Swanson is accusing McLeod of grooming this young girl over several years. He says they're working now to determine if there are any more victims.
We know that they just don't stop at one. It's just not common. So I'm hoping that if any victim out there hears this story and has the ability to trust the system, that we will protect you.
And McLeod remains here in the Genesee County Jail tonight. He has been denied bond. Flint's police chief telling me he moved to terminate the 5-year veteran of the department when he was arrested. As he works now to restore the trust of this community, the chief says no police officer is above the law. Live in Flint, I'm Ann Perrette, ABC 12 News.
And thank you. With every case like this, police and child advocates tell us the same thing. Speak up for children who can't. The number of child abuse cases in Genesee County has increased 20% during the coronavirus pandemic. Many of those victims are too young to speak up for themselves, and they don't have their own phones to call 911. That's why child welfare specialists say it's up to adults to be their voice and get them help before it's too late.
The fact is, they will never know what kids to protect if we don't say something. Child abuse will end if you and me and everybody else accepts the responsibility that they're supposed to have to ending child abuse.
A reminder from law enforcement, there is no common age, gender, race, or community when it comes to these types of crimes. Child abuse knows no boundaries.